When Eilat Mazar realized she had discovered an ancient structure near Jerusalem, she turned to the Bible to help explain what she found. She learned that this new discovery supports the biblical accounts of King David and his son Solomon. King Solomon is an intriguing figure because the Bible makes many claims about him, controlling vast amounts of territory, having a reputation for unparalleled wisdom that settled disputes with clarity, and constructing the grand, majestic temple that graced Jerusalem's skyline. King Solomon's legacy echoes through the ages. Now, in a breathtaking twist that has captivated scholars worldwide, a team of Israeli archaeologists has recently unearthed the long-lost tomb of this legendary king. What secrets did this celebrated ruler take to his grave? And what astonishing artifacts lay hidden within its hallowed chambers? Join us as we delve into the mysterious depths of history, as archaeologists open King Solomon's tomb after 3,000 years, and what they found inside shocked the world. A historic discovery, the long-lost tomb of King Solomon, the legendary biblical figure celebrated for his immense wealth and wisdom, has been a subject of debate for decades. Many skeptics claimed the tomb was nothing but a myth, as no one had successfully found it. However, fate had other plans. A team of scientists and archaeologists, led by Eilat Mazar from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, made an astonishing discovery. They found the location of Solomon's tomb in the city of David. To solidify the credibility of this discovery, it is worth noting that this wasn't Dr. Mazar's first archaeological find. In 1986, she made a monumental discovery, a large gatehouse located about 150 meters north of the city of David in the Ophel area. At that time, Dr. Mazar didn't have enough evidence to attribute the gatehouse to King Solomon, so she refrained from making such claims. In 2009, Dr. Mazar resumed her excavations at the Ophel site. Everywhere she dug, layers from the First Temple period were uncovered, revealing a treasure trove of historical insights. With these discoveries, she revisited the dating of the gatehouse, and fresh evidence led her to conclude that it likely dated back to the 10th century BCE, during the reign of King Solomon. Why should we trust Dr. Mazar's findings? Dr. Mazar was a brilliant scientist who placed immense value on the scientific method. One of her favorite sayings was, "We must let the stones speak." American lawyer Herschel Shanks, in a 2007 article for Biblical Archaeology Review, emphasized her expertise, stating that no one would question her professional competence as an archaeologist. Dr. Mazar was often seen as a biblical scientist, skillfully blending biblical narratives with her scientific research. Unlike many of her contemporaries, she had no reservations about integrating the Bible into her work. This approach set her apart in a field where science and religion often seem at odds. Among the many artifacts found at the site were over 30 bulli, small, round clay seals, and one of them particularly captivated her. Dr. Mazar's excitement and dedication to her work were evident, contrasting with the typical skepticism toward combining science and religion. Her profound expertise in archaeology played a crucial role in this significant discovery. What makes this discovery even more astonishing is that the team wasn't even looking for Solomon's tomb. Instead, they were searching for something much larger. Mazar and her team were excavating the oldest part of Jerusalem, hoping to find King David's palace. During their work, they uncovered a massive wall segment, about 2,110 feet long, known in Arabic as the Cave of the Kings. What is this place? What is its purpose? Who built it and why? The archaeologists were eager to find out. The segment they uncovered included a gatehouse, a corner tower, and a royal structure. The archaeologists were stunned by the wall's size, suspecting it might be part of an even grander building, such as a temple or palace. They were thrilled at the possibility that this structure was connected to King Solomon's reign. Radiocarbon dating indicated that the site was from the period when King Solomon ruled. Dr. Mazar noted that this was the first time they had found a structure from that era that could match the descriptions of King Solomon's buildings in Jerusalem. But could this have been built by another king, not Solomon? Dr. Mazar explained that there weren't many kings from the 10th century who could have built such a structure. Essentially, it could only have been David or Solomon. According to the Bible, King David, known for his battle with Goliath, was the father of King Solomon, who is credited with constructing the first temple of Jerusalem on the Temple Mount. Ceramics discovered near the wall help date the structure to the second half of the 10th century BCE, the era of King Solomon. Near the gatehouse, they found large earthen and water storage vessels, one of which bore a Hebrew inscription indicating it belonged to a high-ranking government official. Other finds included figurines typical of 10th century BCE Jerusalem, such as four-legged animals and large-breasted women, likely symbolizing fertility. Moreover, archaeologists found jar handles with inscriptions mentioning the king and various Hebrew names. This made the discovery even more fascinating and important. The historical and archaeological value of these finds cannot be overstated, as they provide a deeper understanding of the period and its people. Discoveries in ancient offal for archaeologists have made uncovering King Solomon's temple a monumental goal. The recent discovery of a wall segment in Jerusalem's ancient offal area marks a historic breakthrough. Offal, one of the city's oldest districts, is believed to have been the site of King David's palace. This finding adds fresh layers to our understanding of the region's past, connecting it firmly to biblical narratives that mention King Solomon, the illustrious ruler of ancient Israel, being laid to rest in the city of David. This discovery carries profound implications as it supports the biblical portrayal of Solomon as a powerful king overseeing a significant kingdom, challenging previous views that diminished his role to that of a minor tribal leader. The city of David, named after Solomon's father, King David, is considered the oldest part of Jerusalem, situated just south of the present-day Old City. This area holds historical significance as it is believed to be where King David established his capital after capturing Jerusalem from the Jebusites. Extensive archaeological excavations in this area have unearthed numerous ancient structures and artifacts that shed light on Jerusalem's early history. The city of David, also known as Wadi Hilwa, is an archaeological site seen as the original nucleus of ancient Jerusalem during the Bronze and Iron Ages. Located on the southern part of Jerusalem's eastern ridge, it lies between the Kidron Valley to the west and the Tyropaean Valley to the east, south of the Temple Mount. The site features remnants dating back to the Middle Bronze Age, including defensive structures around the Gin Spring. Notable discoveries include large stone buildings and stepped stone formations from the Iron Age, sparking scholarly debates about their possible connection to King David or a later era. One of the remarkable discoveries in the city of David is the Solomon Tunnel, also known as Hezekiah's Tunnel. This ancient engineering marvel was constructed to bring water into the city, showcasing the advanced skills of Jerusalem's ancient inhabitants. Originally attributed to Hezekiah, recent excavations suggest it may be even older. Alongside this tunnel, archaeologists have unearthed Roman-era remains, such as the Pool of Siloam and the Step Street. Today, these excavated areas are part of Jerusalem Walls National Park, managed by the Israel Nature and Parks Authority and operated by the Elad Foundation. Situated in Wadi Hilwa, an extension of the Palestinian neighborhood of Silwan in East Jerusalem, adjacent to an Israeli settlement, this park is a significant archaeological site. Another significant discovery is a large stone structure, believed by some to be the remains of King David's palace. If this massive building is indeed connected to David and Solomon, it underscores the city of David's historical importance as a center of power and administration during their reigns. Despite recent groundbreaking discoveries and significant artifacts found, previous archaeologists struggled to definitively locate any royal tombs belonging to Solomon or his successors. There are several reasons why the tombs of ancient Israelite rulers, such as Solomon, have not been found. One possible reason is that the city of David is vast, and not all parts have been thoroughly excavated in previous efforts. Another possibility is that, over centuries of Jerusalem's turbulent history, including wars and invasions, these tombs may have been destroyed or severely damaged. As a result, ancient structures could have been buried beneath later constructions. However, these challenges did not deter archaeologists from pursuing the search for these royal tombs. They recognized the profound significance such discoveries would have in shedding light on the rulers of ancient Israel and their burial practices. Uncovering these tombs would offer critical insights into that era's governance and cultural customs, enriching our understanding of ancient Israelite society. Nevertheless, the discoveries made within the city of David have been invaluable. They have allowed archaeologists and scientists to piece together the history of Jerusalem and the daily lives of its inhabitants during the United Monarchy period. Each new find has expanded our knowledge and provided clarity about the past, offering glimpses into the rich tapestry of ancient Israelite civilization. The mysteries of Solomon's tomb have been a subject of fascination for centuries. Before Dr. Mazar's groundbreaking discovery, numerous speculations swirled about where Solomon's tomb might lie. Some speculated that it rested beneath the Temple Mount, a site revered by Judaism, Christianity, and Islam alike. Known as Haram al-Sharif in Islam, this noble sanctuary is where Prophet Muhammad's celestial night journey, mounted on a winged horse, is believed to have occurred, an event commemorated by the Dome of the Rock, an architectural marvel of Islam. Over the centuries, the Temple Mount has been contested terrain, seized and ruled by diverse peoples, including the Jebusites, Israelites, Babylonians, Greeks, Persians, Romans, Byzantines, early Muslims, Crusaders, Mamluks, Ottomans, and the British. Spanning just 35 acres, it has witnessed more historical turning points than perhaps any other site globally. Yet, archaeologists faced significant hurdles in uncovering its buried secrets. The Waqf, the Islamic trust in charge of overseeing Muslim holy sites on the Temple Mount, historically barred extensive archaeological digs, citing religious sanctity and resisting what it viewed as sacrilege. Despite sporadic surveys by adventurous Europeans in the late 19th century and limited excavations by the British during the renovation of the Al-Aqsa Mosque in the early 20th century, the depths beneath the Temple Mount remained largely unexplored. This limited exploration meant that, even if Solomon's tomb lay concealed there, finding it remained a formidable challenge. Without systematic investigation, the notion of hidden chambers beneath the Temple Mount, while intriguing, remains speculative due to the absence of conclusive evidence. Ancient texts and traditions hint at royal burials near or around the Temple Mount, with stories suggesting that kings like Solomon were possibly interred close to this sacred precinct. The connection to Solomon's temple, the epicenter of Israelite worship built under King Solomon's guidance, further fueled beliefs that his final resting place might be near this revered structure. Additionally, some ancient texts allude to hidden chambers and secret passages beneath the Temple Mount, suggesting the existence of rooms or tunnels where significant artifacts, possibly including royal tombs, might have been concealed. Unfortunately, the inability to explore these areas makes it challenging to substantiate these intriguing tales. Archaeologists have conducted meticulous investigations around the Temple Mount, but have yet to unearth definitive evidence of Solomon's tomb. These efforts are carefully executed to preserve the site's integrity and historical significance. While these excavations have yielded fascinating artifacts and structures, the mystery of Solomon's final resting place remains unresolved. If, as some speculate, Solomon's tomb lies within the Temple Mount, its discovery would mark a profound moment not only for archaeology but also for enthusiasts of history and religion. Yet the quest for Solomon's tomb spans beyond the Temple Mount. Mount Zion has also been proposed as a possible site for Solomon's tomb, traditionally associated with the city of David. However, this belief stems from a historical misunderstanding. King David's actual burial site lies in the southeastern part of Jerusalem's Old City, known as the City of David. Early 20th century excavations by French archaeologist Raymond V uncovered structures he believed to be royal tombs in the area. Today, it is widely accepted that David was buried in the City of David, south of the Temple Mount, debunking the notion of Solomon's tomb being on Mount Zion. According to some accounts, there is a belief that Solomon's body was taken to Ethiopia and buried in a hidden place. This idea is supported by long-standing Ethiopian traditions that claim to have relics connected to Solomon, including his crown and throne. Another theory proposes that Solomon's body may not have been buried at all, but instead could have been cremated or otherwise destroyed. This theory arises because there is no clear evidence or archaeological discoveries that definitively identify where Solomon's tomb might be. The mystery surrounding Solomon's ultimate resting place remains a captivating topic for scholars, historians, and archaeologists as it continues to be shrouded in uncertainty and intrigue. Deep beneath the busy streets of Jerusalem's Old City lies a hidden world of mystery and legend. This secret place whispers ancient secrets to those brave enough to explore its dark corridors. Zedekiah's Cave is at the heart of this underground realm. Also known as Solomon's Quarries, this enormous limestone quarry has fascinated scholars, adventurers, and curious visitors for centuries. Legend has it that this vast underground chamber, stretching over 5 city blocks, served as a hiding place for King Zedekiah, a Judean ruler from the 6th century BCE. During the siege of Jerusalem, King Zedekiah sought refuge in the cave as the Babylonian army advanced. The biblical commentator Shlomo Yaki, affectionately called Rashi, tells a thrilling tale of Zedekiah's escape. He describes how the king hid in the cave and fled through its winding passages toward the plains of Jericho. As Zedekiah made his way through the darkness, a miraculous event unfolded. God sent a deer running above ground, guiding the pursuing soldiers to the cave's exit just as Zedekiah emerged. This allowed them to capture and blind him. This chilling story adds to the cave's allure, but its connection to the Freemasons has sparked even more interest. The Freemasons consider Zedekiah's cave a sacred site, believing it was a meeting place for the Knights Templar. They think the cave holds secret symbols and codes hinting at the order's hidden knowledge. However, there is no solid evidence to support this theory. Today, Zedekiah's cave is a popular tourist attraction. Guided tours take visitors through its vast halls and narrow passages. Modern renovations and an audiovisual show enhance the experience, allowing visitors to imagine the cave's busy past. It was once a quarry for the materials used in the construction of King Solomon's first temple and other grand buildings that adorn the city. Before the recent discovery, not only archaeologists and scientists, but also scholars put forward theories about where Solomon's tomb might be. Some suggested Mount Zion, a hill in Jerusalem linked with the city of David, as a possible site for the royal tombs of the Davidic dynasty, including Solomon. However, this idea stemmed from a misunderstanding. The widely accepted belief that King David is buried on Mount Zion is not accurate. In reality, King David's burial place lies in the southeastern part of Jerusalem's Old City, south of the Temple Mount, known today as Ir David, or the City of David. According to 1 Kings 2 verse 10 in the Bible, King David died and was laid to rest in the City of David. The text also notes David's reign over Israel for 40 years, encompassing 7 years in Hebron and 33 years in Jerusalem. Following David's passing, Solomon succeeded his father on the throne and established his rule. Despite this, Zion historically refers to ancient Jerusalem. During the Middle Ages, Byzantine pilgrims mistakenly identified the hill south of today's Old City's Armenian Quarter as part of ancient Jerusalem and named it Mount Zion. The city David conquered was situated on a lower hill to the south of the Temple Mount. This hill was originally the Jebusite city, which became King David's capital and encompassed the entirety of Jerusalem for more than 200 years. Over time, the city expanded westward to include what is now known as Mount Zion. Over centuries, the mistaken belief that King David was buried on Mount Zion persisted. During the 2nd century CE, Jerusalem suffered destruction. Jews were exiled, and knowledge of King David's actual tomb location faded. The Bible offers an initial clue. It states that King David, along with his son Solomon and subsequent kings of Judah for the next 150 years, were interred in Ir David, likely a part of today's City of David. In 1913, French archaeologist Raymond V. excavated what he thought could be tombs in Jerusalem's City of David, potentially the royal burial place of the earliest Old Testament kings. Some scholars disputed V's findings, but archaeologist Jeff Zor's analysis suggests V might have been correct. Despite the long-standing belief, dating back to the 1st century CE historian Josephus, that King David's tomb lay on Mount Zion, earlier biblical references point to David and other kings of that era being buried near the southern reaches of the City of David in ancient Jerusalem. Where precisely? Jeff Zor posits we might already have the answer. He suggests that 2 quarry tunnels in the City of David might have once housed the remains of ancient Jerusalem's earliest Old Testament kings. In the 19th century, diplomat Charles Claremont Gano proposed that the curved path of Hezekiah's tunnel toward its southern end was designed to avoid disturbing the burial grounds of these ancient kings. Starting in 1913, Raymond V. oversaw excavations on Baron Rothschild's City of David property, continuing in 1914 and again from 1923 to 1924. Despite later quarrying that disturbed the area, V uncovered ancient walls, ritual pools, cisterns, and a circular tower, now thought to be a columbarium. Most significantly, He identified 9 rock-cut features as tombs, interpreting the most prominent ones, labeled T1, T3, as part of the royal necropolis of the Old Testament kings of ancient Jerusalem. After hearing all these fascinating theories, some people think Solomon's tomb was purposefully hidden to keep it safe from thieves and invaders. This was a common practice for royal burials in ancient times. Some theories even suggest that Solomon's tomb could be in a more secretive spot, perhaps outside the traditional city of David due to political or religious issues during chaotic periods. For example, there's the legendary Seal of Solomon, also called the Ring of Solomon. According to medieval mystical traditions, this famous ring is said to have belonged to King Solomon. It's often shown as a pentagram or hexagram and is believed to have given Solomon the power to control supernatural beings and talk to animals. The earliest mentions of Solomon's seal come from Jewish traditions. The 1st-century Jewish historian Josephus first mentioned it, and it's also referenced in the 3rd-century Jewish magical text Sefer Harazim and in a section of the tractate Gittin within the Babylonian Talmud. Now, the Tomb of the Kings in Jerusalem is finally open to the public. Medieval Europeans thought this site held the burials of King David and King Solomon. Although this theory has been proven wrong, the name still sticks. The tombs were originally built in the 1st century CE and were reused for many years. French archaeologist Louis Félicien de Saulcy was the first to excavate the site in 1863. He aimed to confirm that these tombs belonged to David and Solomon. This dig is considered by some to be the first modern archaeological excavation in Jerusalem. During his work, de Saulcy found several coffins. One of these coffins, now in the Louvre Museum in Paris, has 2 lines of Aramaic inscribed on it, reading Satan the Queen and Sata the Queen. This rich history, filled with legends and discoveries, makes the story of Solomon's tomb a captivating tale. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. In the dimly lit chamber, draped in shadows of antiquity, King Solomon's regal remains lay undisturbed.